and gentlemen, good morning. It is Monday, March 29th, and I am here on First Touch. It's your host, Dazerin. Joined with me is Dizz and TBates. We are back on another beautiful Monday morning. It's 12 noon Central Time, but 10 a.m. Pacific Time. But boys, how are we doing today?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Toast up. I need
Yes,
this
sir.
coffee to keep up with that young man down there. How you doing, Chef Babe?
Well, it's a fine Monday, March 29th. As you can see, the cameras are on and Bates is on with the chef Bates on top and the glass. We got a lot to get into. I'm ready to go. It's a good day today. Whoa!
He's too woke. He's too woke. He's too woke.
He's already getting started.
I mean, I went and got that morning pump in. I'm feeling good right now.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. I need my glass on. I gotta do some reading here. All right, but obviously, guys, this First Touch is a Rocket League podcast. We're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff going on in the scene, around the scene, and especially after that European regional, we got a lot to get into. But first on, let's talk about what's been going on this week in Rocket League. Right now, we have a lot of different events that's going on. I believe upcoming here is going to be the field finale. There's a European and North American qualifier that's going to be starting in April 2nd, I believe. There's the RLO Masters that's going to be I think on the 30th, so tomorrow. And then things that are ongoing right now is TCS Season 6 League Play. CRL started, and that's been going on, but we're going to have, I think, the official Rocket League broadcast this week, so that's going to be exciting. The grid starts today. We're going to dive into that a little bit later. APL, both Japanese and APL Saudi Arabian nationals are also going on as well. So all that stuff is happening, and I believe we are kind of on a break here. I don't think we have any RLCS actually happening in terms of regionals for another week. So plenty of time to kind of get you guys caught up with some of the other things that are going around. But before we do that,
CRO happens on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, by the way.
Okay. Before we jump into any of that, let's go back to what happened last weekend. It was a European Spring Regional number 2, and my goodness, it was not good. We'll say that. I mean, maybe to some people it was not good, but for a lot of us, everyone had different expectations that were not necessarily met there. I think we should start with the poor performances in the top 8. I believe it was a very small number of teams that did not make who are in the top 8 overall in the standings that didn't make top 8 in the actual regional playoffs. So I want to start on that. Does anybody want to jump in here?
I just want to point out something that could be a little controversy for the chef. You know what I'm saying? He might have. Oh, he's.
What? Where'd he go?
He did the digital dash.
Right.
He's back. All right.
Okay.
Chef Bates, I got a little topic for you. So what happened to Dignitas, man? You've been hyping this team up. They've been ramping up. You've been waiting for their appearances, and they can't even make a top 8 final bracket. So what happened to Dignitas?
Well, you see, Dig. I had a lot of faith in the boys from Dignitas. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen this season, this particular All CSX. I mean, they might make land, probably will make land, but actually competing at top like BDS and all that, I don't really see that happening anymore. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. But in saying that, Dignitas isn't the only team that I feel that way about. I feel like EU as a region, they just need like that summer off season, and then because they got a lot of up and coming teams, and they just need a little bit more time. None of them are on that BDS level for real yet. Even the teams that made it all the way to the end of the regional, and even the team that won it, but we can get into that a little bit later. But just to answer your specific question, I was just a tad, just a smidget. It's a smidget wrong with Dignitas. They're right now sitting at 5th. When I said they were going to move up, they were sitting at 9. I think they're sitting at 5th right now, somewhere around those lines, 6.
I guess you semi right.
So I'll just give you a smidge. Just a smidge. But I ain't gonna let you jump on me. Ain't gonna happen.
The team that I'm extremely surprised not making it was Vitality. We expected Vitality to be a top 2 team in this region, and they just don't make it at all. They lose out to Solary, which is crazy.
And I think also it's so many things I want to jump at here because there's so many things that stood out over the course of that regional. One of the things, obviously, we talked about the top 8 conversation. I think in terms of the top 8 in Europe, only 2 of those teams made it to playoffs
at that moment. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. At that moment, things shifted after that. Things definitely shifted after that, and I think we'll get into that a little bit later. But the fact that first BDS and Top Blokes, the only two teams in top 8 to make it into playoffs, was so big, mainly because, and I feel like there's a lot of different arguments here that people would make. More people would be like, well, maybe Europe has more depth, but at the same time, I think TBates, we had this conversation a little bit earlier this week. North America top 8 is not gonna. We're not going to have only 2 teams in a playoffs in a regional before. I think that was very, very odd to see. And I do want to get some people's thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, the main issue is the fact that all the teams that Raul, especially, and everybody humming up, Raul tweeting out, uppercut to EU. I mean, the Chronic, he is on the uppercut. No, not a Chronic. Is it a Chronic? Is it Zach Chronic? Yeah. He's on the come up, but like his team ain't all that. And I tried to let everybody know last Monday that Aether and Godsmill's team weren't going to pull off anything that they pulled off the last time for the first regional. I tried to let everybody know. And what happened? They didn't even make the regional, I think. They didn't even make it. And that just shows how EU is the most inconsistent region by far. At least Sam and Oceania, you know who gonna win. You know who your top 2 is, your top 3 is. You know they're gonna make it all the way. EU, you only know one team, that's BDS. And the BDS loses, then everybody on Twitter called it the Mickey Mouse regional. So that just shows that nobody else in the regional even respected like that. So the fact that Aether and Godsmiller team don't even make the region, that's the first alarming bell that everybody should. That's the first point where everybody just stop and breathe in and say, wait a second. And then you got Giants, the number 3 team. They still might be number 3 in points. I'm not currently looking at it, but they are number 3 going into this regional. And then they go 0-4 in groups. The number 3 team. 0-4. How's that possible?
How is that?
Now. How's they're number 4 now? Okay. Well, they were number 3 at the time. Number 3, number 4, it don't really make no difference. How you going 0-4 in groups? Man, you're number 3 team in the region. That would never, ever, ever happen in NA. And I just think like a lot of teams at EU, they just forming last second, or there's just a whole bunch of inconsistency. None of them play really good, solid Rocket League all the time, and I think that's really prevalent the more you watch them. But and that's why, and that goes back to the point I previously made about 3 minutes ago, where I'm saying EU, they just need that summer off season. A lot of them are almost there. They're almost there. They got a lot of talent at EU. Like in Team K, so we see the talent of the Mensa. You see it in Atomic, and my boy VK saying he kind of nice too. But then they have these little blunders where you see the Mensa just sitting in the middle of nowhere. He's last back and he's reversing it to the net. I'm like, the Mensa, what's going on? And that's what cost him. So I mean, come next RCS 11 or whoever they end up calling it, EU gonna be prominent, and I believe in it. But for now, this is BDS stuff. I feel like.
No, me looking at it, it's like, I agree with you. It's just way too inconsistent. We had Stumpy and Cole on here talking about the depth in EU, and I mean, this could prove it to an extent that there's players that can compete at this level, but at the same time, you want a for sure top 6 team, like consistently being there every single time. You want teams to root for every single time, and EU is not giving you that because there's different rosters that are making the top 8 every single time. And that's just like, it's so sad to see, but at the same time, it's exciting because there's so many more players that are proving their names now. TBates mentioned that I'm tweeting like there's new up and coming players that are proving themselves every single tourney, and you can see it. The one that I recently noted was a Chronic, and then the other one was let me see. Let me go back to this.
Don't you remember his name?
Oh,
unbelievable.
Sizen. It was Sizen. I remember that.
It was Sizen, wasn't it? Who he played for?
Yeah. Huh?
Sizen, yeah.
Sizen played for.
He was on Atlantide.
Atlantide Wave.
Yeah, he was on Atlantide.
That's another thing we gotta get into. Atlantide Wave. That's wild to me.
No, when they played Dignitas, that's when I was noticing them.
They had Atlantide Wave formed in November 2020, and they had 40 points going up into the regional. And what they do? Where they finish? Top 8.
Top 8.
That is mind blowing. That will never happen in North America. I'm sorry. That is just who they beat. Did they beat Dignitas?
Yeah,
they beat Dignitas. They beat your team, bro.
Oh,
so that's what I'm saying,
Jack. Hold on, let me go. Jack. Apparently, Jack. I'm looking at you with the camera. I don't want to see you tweet out no more nonsense. That is just about BDS. You can't even beat Atlantide Wave. I don't want to hear the region tough. They had 40 points, Jack. You're supposed to be top 5. Go ahead now. I just had to let Jack know. That's just unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I don't hear no more tweets from Jack.
Come on. I think I need another cup of coffee.
This man is already starting on 100. Like, hold on.
Bro, he's on 1,000.
Look, but he has a point. I will say this: Atlanta Wave first game in the region was against Vitality. It went 5 games against Vitality. It was a 1-goal game in game 5. This was a off-stream match. Like no one actually ended up seeing this unless actually it was like it was day 0, so technically you could see it on like people's specific streams, I believe. Like if Vitality had a stream like that, but it's not like mainstream pressure or anything like that. Then they go and lose to Liquid, which I mean, to be fair, you have to give Liquid some credit. They have been looking a lot better, which is good. It looks like they're finally like hitting their form a little bit more. They go and play Aether, beat them 3-1. They go and play Endpoint, beat them 3-1. But I think it was but the way they made top 2 was the fact that who messed up? I think Vitality messed up by losing to Liquid. And Vitality got swept by Endpoint, which doesn't make any sense to me. And I do think like you have to ask the question like, what is going on with Team Vitality? Because this is a different level of inconsistent. You know, you talk about, okay, 5 games against Atlanta with, okay, that's whatever to start the day. I get that. But then you get swept by Endpoint in the next round. Like it was just weird to me. You're talking about the number 2 team in Europe. You know, everybody makes a case for Vitality, and honestly, they have like that, you know, they've built up that rapport. But for me, I just did not understand like what made this regional so not good, especially because now they've confirmed Worlds. Like they're going to Worlds now. Like we know that, but it doesn't make sense.
Maybe that's what it is. They're like, all right, we made it.
Nah, K-Dop too hungry.
Pedals off the gas.
He too hungry.
He might be too hungry, but he can't control his teammates. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but K-Dop can't control himself. I like how you segue me that. First off, I want to tell them more rapport. You want to say that one more time for the audience?
Rapport? That's
a good word right there. Audience, go look that one up. That's a great word to have. Add that to your dictionaries. Anyways, where was I going? Oh yeah. See, a lot of people, you know, you guys all know that I am really big on Atomic being on the Fennec. Atomic from NA, by the way. Atomic with a C, not a K. Being on the Fennec over the Octane. Well, see, K-Dop ain't win all those rings on the Fennec. And for some reason, he's forcing himself on the Fennec. And I just want to let everybody know, the Fennec is a different card than the Octane. I don't care what they say about the hitbox. The Fennec is a mechanical card. You got to have the mechanics. You got to have the sauce. You got to have the Alpha 54 in you. K-Dop ain't got none of that sauce. K-Dop, you play a straight line game, linear game, bang the ball harder than that. And K-Dop played on the Octane. I do believe Vitality would be a little bit more threatening because shots would be a little bit more threatening. But that's just me, though. My boy D-Reg, who gets my stats, he can go look him up for me, see if he's back him up. Cause I was already right about the Atomic on Fennec thing. I'm probably right about K-Dop on the Octane thing. The chef's cooking up today. And I just want to let everybody know that K-Dop, go play on that Octane, baby. He's going to produce.
Oh, dear. Yeah, you're right about that coffee roll. Going back to Europe, I think Virtuoso actually made a really good point too. You know, based on this new format, we are able to see up and comers like, you know, Sizen and Chronic, you know, come to light in Europe. We wouldn't have been able to see that in the formats that we had last year, so to speak, or like on season 9 with like just like the strict league play and not that many teams being able to be involved. So, you know, obviously big shouts to Psyonix for, you know, the fact that we have like open qualifiers almost like for every single event. And then we're able to see teams kind of build their level of success over the course of, you know, these different regionals. But that being said, you also see inconsistencies in teams. Again, Aether and Godsmilla, both their teams finished 5th in groups and were both top 8 in the last regional too. So for me, the question that comes after that is it just a honeymoon phase for these teams or what?
I hope not. I hope it's not a honeymoon phase. I want to see them teams come back and compete, but at the same time, you know, you look at it and you're just like, the inconsistency overall in the whole region is not there or is there. The inconsistency is there. And I just don't know if they can bring it back and be consistent with it. So the odds are just not the odds are against them. They're not going to be relevant.
Them teams are done. Done. D-O-N-E. Done. Acro, I need you to get on a new team, baby. You gotta find yourself somewhere over the offseason. You're too good for this. Anyways, and also just to make sure, just to emphasize the done part, they also both of those teams did not make the grid. If I'm looking right. Yeah, both of those teams didn't make the grid either. And Atlanta Wave are 1-5 in the grid, and they finished top 8 randomly. So I mean, I guess they are decent, but they did beat Howard. So I'm assuming since they beat Howard, they got a little extra juice in them. So I mean, I gotta give them that credence. But yeah.
Atlanta Waves only one in the grid is against Howard.
That gave him the confidence.
And the grid is against BDS. It's like all the dots are connecting. Honestly, I thought we were gonna need Howard. But we didn't need Howard.
Bro, I ain't go to cap. If Top Blokes didn't end up getting that very fortunate game 5 last second shot, I thought they were gonna lose. I don't think there's anybody that really believed that they were gonna win that. I don't know. I don't think they got that it factor. It just seemed like they needed a goal like that, a cross map roll in. They just needed something like that in order to beat them. And we'll get into that a little bit later though.
Right.
I mean, go ahead, Demar.
No, so for me, obviously, big shouts to Team Queso. I think over this weekend they played phenomenally in a lot of the series, and the ones that they ended up like the matches they won, especially were all very well earned. Because I even watched some of them myself, and seeing them just kind of completely turn up during playoffs, like I really enjoy watching their play style too, as well as looking at Solary. I think Solary, like in terms of like Farrah Chassette and Astral, I think they were playing in a team house too, by the way. It looked like they were in like a Fortnite team house. I looked at Chassette's camera and it looked like
he was in a barn.
Yeah, he was in a Fortnite box. I was like, what? Chassette, you in the right game? But either way, he had the speed. And I think that threw off a lot of different teams. So it was cool to see that. But also the standings for Europe completely thrown off guard. Like it's off the rails at this point. I think going into it, we had a completely different top 6 than we do now, where I'm bringing up the full rankings. It was top 6 was BDS, Vitality, Top Blokes, Giants, Dig, and Guild. And now it's BDS. Now it's BDS, Vitality, Top Blokes, Giants, Team Queso, and Dig, with Solary tied with Dig at 1,700 points, which is going to make this last regional for Europe probably the wildest one, because based on performances here and based on numbers, I think it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about at least 6 different teams moving in to the last 2 spots in the top 6. So, I mean, Europe is probably about as tight as ever. I mean, how do you feel about that? Should a region kind of have these things locked in by now? Or is this just part of one of these things that just makes Rocket League exciting? Like, what do you think? Or both? Maybe it's both.
I think this makes Rocket League a lot more exciting. Everything coming down to the last wire, the last first set tourney, where the placements really matter, is just gonna be a lot more exciting. The matches are gonna be crazy. The commentating is gonna be wild. I know you guys scream on basically every single match now, so it's just gonna be crazy to see the results of it.
I mean, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be exciting, and I like how it's tight. I really do. At the same time, though, I mean, for majority of these teams, I mean, even if they do secure the top 6 spot, I don't think they're gonna do too much damage. I want to see Team Queso be consistent. That's why I want to see. Because the way the Mensa and Atomic were playing this weekend, it was smooth. And I love seeing a dominance player at that level, the Mensa especially. Oh my gosh, he is superb. And if they could really keep up their level of play while keeping making their defense better, I think they can contend for the top of EU consistently.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends, but I think it's amazing how they're all like so tight. I don't really like the lower end of it, but it adds like extra storylines, especially going into that regional 3 and the major.
Yeah, looking at the next regional, I mean, with Europe, it quite literally is a toss up, mainly just because of all the points that we've made earlier. You have the teams that are kind of like White Demons, Aether, now Atlantide Wave, who are having just these runs and are shutting down top teams. And then you have the teams that are trying to get to the top, who are playing for everything, who are trying to be, as consistent as possible. And it's just a mixed bag, especially when you even talk about teams at the top struggling, like Vitality, like we can even say BDS a little bit. I'm not going to say BDS are struggling, but this definitely wasn't a good regional for them. and it does lead to a pretty big conclusion. It's going to be a spring regional, and then afterwards, teams are probably going to lock off of that, because at that point, you're going to see teams try to call it. Like at that point, it's just up to the teams that are going to be in the major, and then how those teams perform in the major. So it's all slowly coming to a close, but I mean, this is one of those things that really makes people want to tune in, especially after the long year that, you know, we've had in this season overall. So, I mean, that's super cool, but I think it's time for us to transition into something that TBates is very prepared for. And let's talk about BDS. So we're going to move on to our next topic here for the day. And this one is about BDS. You know, we talked about the Mickey Mouse regional. For those of you who don't know what that means, a lot of people are kind of discrediting the regional just because like a team didn't beat BDS in the finals, or you know what I mean? Like BDS lost to Top Blokes, then Queso beat Top Blokes. So it wasn't like BDS made it to grand finals and then lost or anything like that. So people are calling it Mickey Mouse to try to like throw it off. It's like an old basketball term. Well, I won't say old, but yeah, that's what the case is. But that being said, the big factor here is BDS dropping to Top Blokes. They almost got swept by them. They ended up winning game 4, but afterwards, Top Blokes won. Most of it was 1-goal games, except for that game 4 where it was 4-1 in favor of BDS. Besides that, BDS hadn't dropped a series at all in the tournament. And yeah, I believe the floor to Tyler. What do you think?
Oh well, see, I was gonna let you two go first, and I was gonna see what y'all said.
Okay, I mean we can segue this into you, Raul. What are your thoughts? I'll go after you.
I think it's obvious. We've talked about it for so long. BDS, like every team against BDS is just scared at that point, and a lot of the goals that BDS scores are results of players playing afraid and not challenging, pretty much. And this time was, you know, we watched a couple of the clips prior to this, and you just see, my
clips.
you just see like BDS missing shot after shot after shot after shot after shot over and over again. They had so many chances to actually take the lead, and it's credit to Top Blokes to stay composed and push through the close series that it was. So I mean, that's really all I got to say about it. I think Team Queso is really, you know, appreciative of Top Blokes to take that. They're like, all right, now let's beat you. That's a free dub, all right. But yeah, so go ahead, Bates.
No, Demar first.
So for me, I think that even though there's a lot of things that you could talk about here, obviously BDS have already qualified for Worlds. This loss does not hurt them at all, I don't think. It's a loss to Top Blokes. The series probably they definitely didn't play their best in it, but for them again, with already qualifying for Worlds so early on, it's okay for them to take the loss. I think a lot of people understand that. Yes, people are going to talk about this. You know, it's the hottest kind of topic. You know, Stumpy has been yapping on about BDS being the best team in the world, and now they've lost. So now everyone's like, well, are they still the best team in the world? They just got first rounded in the playoffs, you know, woo, woo, woo. And so, you know, I think that for BDS, I don't think this like changes kind of like their overall view, at least for those who are in Europe and who are a fan of them. They think, okay, it was just a bad regional, they'll bounce back. That's what most people expect. But I think for me too, I'm kind of like on that boat. I think BDS, you know, they just end up losing in that matchup. I mean, they've been winning everything. At some point, you got to take losses. And it definitely seemed like that week was a bad week for them because they also were taking L's in the grid too. So I just think BDS had a bad week. That's me.
So yours is a no to the question, and Raul's is a no as well, or a yes?
What's the overall question?
Has BDS lost their touch?
No.
Yeah, no.
All righty. Well, here I go. No, they haven't lost their touch. See, I see. Everybody knows as well. Once again, that I am the biggest BDS critic, I should say. I don't just glorify them like some people in EU do. They are human, and that means they can't lose. They do make mistakes, and mistakes did happen this weekend. And you really got, first off, before I start venting, you really got to give everything to Howard for setting the blueprint. Because just want to let everybody know this great unique stat. Howard is the only team in the world that has a 100% win rate against BDS, and that's just and it might not change. And so with Howard beating BDS, people realize that BDS can lose, and then BDS started losing some more games, and it just so happens to go that way. Now, I want to let the whole entire world know that even though Top Blows did do some things that were effective against BDS, Top Blows had the luckiest series of all time against BDS, and I'm gonna show you why right now. Koji, roll the BDS tape. Right now, we got shot number 1. Mark Bain off the kickoff. No! It's going right now. Here goes Monkey Boo. Pop by 1. Should finish this one. Oh! That's 2 misses right there. 2 misses right there. Top Blows got away. Oh my gosh, here we go. Monkey Boo on the top. Flame of the lucky save of his life. He'll never do that again. Alrighty here. Removing his clip extra off the post. Oh no! You gotta hit the oh my gosh, and then Monkey Boo. The Mark Bain top right. Oh, he can't stretch it. He couldn't stretch. We're gonna roll just one more time. Everybody see. There's one shot. BDS usually makes that. I don't think this is arguable. Monkey Moon usually makes this. Not arguable. Go to shot number 3. Flame will never, ever, ever save this again. Look where he jumps. He just jumps and hopes and prays. And it works out for him. And then extra. You can make an argument extra might miss this, but I don't think he missed that again. And this one right here. They made the times in this game where the ball goes right there and it rolls in rather than going off the post. So just those shots alone, and there were more shots actually that I could have added to that segment, but I decided just to stick with those because those are like the most egregious of them. Where the fact that like Top Blows was really getting blessed the whole entire time. So I mean, you got to give credence to Top Blows for winning that, but it's usually not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Those shots are going to go in, and Top Blows will fall. But at the same time, Top Blows did show the blueprint. They did show a little glimpse as to why BDS won't be winning no worlds this year, and that's because NA does this all the time. Koji, roll the Casio. All right, as you can see, BDS on the level again. Watch where Extra goes. Extra immediately goes back wall. He just assumes everybody's going to go back wall. But, Casio takes his time up by 1 to flame down low. That's a nice pass, beautiful play. There's a lot of spinning and twirling on his play. Casio takes his time, realizes that he has the space rather than playing into BDS's game and is throwing it right at him at the back wall. Extra's so used to that. Roll it one more time. Extra so used to the ball being just banged at him that he immediately goes backward. This is AJ in the sky, Extra. That's AJ. That's AJ the gyro. That's all day, every day, and that's face. That's not even the best team in NA. That's not even the best team in NA, and Casio, and they do that almost every single time you give them that space. And that's why I just try to let everybody know NA would dominate them. You have to be able to respect everything. You have to control the whole entire field. We don't just bang it at y'all. And so like you gotta give Top Blows the credit for the showing that little bit. They might have learned it from Howard. They might have watched some tape. Howard might have been doing that against BDS. But at the same time, Top Blows did get a little fortunate. They run that series again. Just off of those shots I showed alone, BDS probably wins that 9 times out of 10. And that's just because I don't believe Top Blows have that individual talent of like that AJ on that NA level. Stuff like that. What y'all think about that?
I think you're too loud. nah, but I mean, you bring up good points, bro. You bring up good points. So, I think NA, just that Casio clip alone, NA is gonna.
That's all day. That's all day.
You got a mechanical. You got at least one
on every
if
team.
not 2, if not even 3 mechanical players on every single roster. So, it's just all day.
Yeah, but despite how extra you were about that.
Actually,
he said, "Roll that again. Roll that again. I need to see it again." Despite that, it is a decent point, and like for me, it goes back to like looking at other matchups against other teams against BDS. For example, Renault Vitality. For me, it's like, okay, you have Alpha 54 on your team. Like, where are those mechanics? We don't see that when you guys play. And I'm surprised, like, we didn't, like, TBates actually, because we have gone over series like this before where Vitality have played against BDS. And it's so wild. Like, if you go back to that same Vitality team, maybe like months before the season started or something like that, and compared them to how they've recently played against BDS, it's 9 and day. The team looks scared. Like, that's why a lot of us have that argument when we say that. And when we say they look scared, they don't go for solo plays. I haven't seen Alpha 54 score a flip reset against BDS in a long time. So for me, it's like, okay, we're not seeing you guys take your time or have the touches. It seems like you guys are playing not to win, but to not lose. which
Mhm.
gives BDS everything that they have. And I think that's like a big reason for their success,
Right.
mainly. I mean, besides the fact that, they are good. They are good. They can create their own plays and stuff.
Right, and it folds into BDS's style. BDS's style is playing fast, boomer ball. They take control, they take your boost, and eventually they're gonna hit those banger shots. But you gotta really stretch them. You gotta make them think. And Top Blokes really did it the whole entire time. Casio had that nice play right there, but Top Blokes for the most part really did try to slow it down and play the 50s, play the high ball low, and like it worked. You gotta stretch them and make them work rather than just giving them the ball. Extra just expected to come to him. He just expected it. And I think that's like, I think that just one clip right there really highlights how EU plays Rocket League. And if Alpha 54, Jorius, you want to see Jorius take that next level like he does in 1v1, you have arguably the best mechanics in the world, brother. Put him on a show. You put him on a show in ones, take him out in threes. You got the space. There is space in games. I don't care what anybody says when they say, I don't have the time. You have time somewhere in that game to make a play. It's there. Even if it's one play, but if you get that one play, you capitalize. You can do it every single time. And NA players should do that, so.
Yeah, so that mean for us overall, no BDS haven't lost their touch, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the next regional. To be honest, but when we do have it, because obviously people are like NA bias. I don't really necessarily think it's like NA bias or anything like that because I cast both the regions. Like I need to know everything I need to know about both the teams. Otherwise, like what's the point of having me on the show? Right, and also like looking at the teams from Europe, even talking to people who coach Europe, for example, Rick's.gg's new coach, JG, who they made top 8 last season. And for him, matter. He sees that entire region, even though he isn't in A, he still wants his team to be the best in Europe. They had a whole game plan planned out for BDS. Then next thing you know, they end up having to play top, no, they thought they were going to have to play like Top Blokes. But first, they couldn't get past Case, so that's another story. But that being said, for Riggs, like having JG over there was like an immediate impact because we see these differences, we see these levels of speed and these different like gameplay options that all these teams have, and some are utilizing them and some are not. And I think that's the main reason why you have those points that we have pointed out. But for BDS, I think it's just a bad week. I think they'll be back in touch, and we'll see them soon. But it will be interesting to see after that loss, teams looking over the tapes and seeing if maybe their next run isn't so easy, given the fact that people are starting to get more confident against them. But that I think that's it for that one. Moving on, we're going to talk about Speed Flip. We're going to go to Speed Flip. So Speed Flip is just a bunch of topics that we want to get to very quickly to make sure that we have them to you guys and can present them to you guys on time. First things first. It is F1 and NASCAR entering Rocket League. It's going to be on the new Season 3 update. If you guys have not checked that out, please go on to the Rocket League Twitter account or just go onto the website. It's right there. NASCAR and Formula One are gearing up for Rocket League in May. The announcement reads, players start your engines. Rocket League Season 3 is fueled up and ready to roll on April 7th. Get ready for the most high-octane season yet. To properly celebrate the art of race or auto racing, we have to bring in two legends that practically perfected speed, NASCAR and Formula One. Both of these titans of the track are racing into Rocket League throughout Season 3 with their own bundles. Check out the first look because there's a video. And yeah, pretty much look forward to more info leading up to the release of NASCAR in early May and F1 in mid-May. So there's going to be new racing themed cars and items that will be added to the game coming in for Season 3. That's going to start very soon. So also, just so you guys are aware, Season 3 is going to start on April 7th. So if you're still trying to hit Grand Champ, because I'm not gonna say SSL, that's out of reach by then. But if you're just trying to hit Grand Champ, that soon. You got a week, okay? I'm just letting you know. April 7th on a Wednesday.
All right. Unlike Dazerin here, for all my 1800s out there who are trying to hit SSL, y'all grind for it, man. Y'all can reach it. I believe in you. Get your 2 stack, get your 3 stack, and really grind for the SSL. It is attainable.
If you're 1800, yes.
Wait. Time out. Oh, if you're 1800?
Yeah, if you're 1800,
even if you're 1750, it's still possible. I even lower it down there. It's possible. I'm not going to go off percentages, but I believe in y'all.
All right. Well, he believes in me, so there you go.
Oh boy, you opened up a whole can of worms.
You see? That being said, we're gonna move on to goals for change. So, goals for change was last week. We talked about it on the show, and we just want to congratulate the winners for Europe. Team Smile, Vix, Sophie, and Bella, who all were the winners of Europe. Obviously, congratulations to you guys for winning in the European region. That was actually a lot of fun to watch. All of those competitions kind of happen and everything play out as well. And then for North America, Resident Sleepers, Courtney, Quesadilla, and Angie for winning over there. I say Angie because I know Angie, so big shouts out to Angie. And then also the big shout outs to Athena, Chell, Lemon Kiwi, and Gillyweed for obviously providing all of the commentary. That was awesome to see. Like Gillyweed is someone who's like a mentor to me. So to see her back and hosting and doing stuff like that was really cool for me to watch. So that was Goals for Change. It happened last week. What do we have next here? CRL. Corey got mad because we put CRL on the speed flip. But CRL week 1 is starting this week. It's going to be on the Rocket League channel on Wednesday. Tyler, I think you got this one down to a T. So I'm gonna let you tee it off.
Collegiate Rocket League?
Yes.
What would you like to know about Collegiate Rocket League? You're looking at a specialist here.
Okay, well, I mean, we've already gotten started with Collegiate Rocket League, correct?
We have. Just want to let everybody know my preseason pick in the West, the LSU Tigers, former Allen right here, by the way. They're already 2-0.
Oh my goodness.
And they might even be on broadcast on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. Wednesday on the Rocket League stream. This one right here. Thursday on the Rocket League stream right here. But they'll be squad streaming with the CCA stream, College Cardball, on Thursday, and then College Cardball on Friday. This is the week 1. They've already played some games. Some teams are 2-0 so far, I believe. I don't really have the exact.
Yeah, some teams are 2-0. I think Akron's 2-0 right now. UNT is 3-0 actually.
Yeah, and Akron.
That's my roster. What's up, TBates? Hey,
I believe. Oh yeah, we're gonna see this week. I do believe the LSU and UNT might just play this week. Might just play. And I'll make sure to have the clips ready once the Tigers beat them. Just so we know that Tigers are the better team in the West this season coming around. They're looking good with Ajax. And actually, for all you CRL fans out there, Tristan isn't even playing for Akron at this current moment. Don't know for sure, but they are. What you say they are 2-0?
Yeah, they are 2-0.
2-0 without Tristan. Go ahead.
He's a sub. The team is Buzz, Reticence, and Buttons. I've played Buttons and Ring. Oh.
Yeah, they're 2-0 at the moment. CRL's got a lot of parodies, double round robin. Not too many storylines just yet, but by the time this week concludes and we get on to the next week, there will be plenty to talk about it. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday on the Rocket League stream, Thursday on the Rocket League stream, squad streaming with College Cardball, and Friday on College Cardball. You might even catch me on there, maybe. You never know. But
this man,
yeah, Collegiate Rocket League, we love it. We love it so much.
I was streaming one night and one of the guys behind the scenes with CRL was like, "Yo, Daz, you gotta check out this interview T-Bates did." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He sends me a clip. This man is interviewing himself. He had the glasses on, talking about, "Hey, T-Bates, what do you think about that?" "Well, T-Bates, well, I think this, and this, and this."
Takes the glasses off.
Yeah, well, put the glasses on, put the glasses back off. I'm like, if this man,
I should have had that ready for today, so everybody could have seen that. That is actually great content, and it happens on College Rocket League. That's where the content is developed. The Chef Bates, this originated. We're in the Coke Zone, baby. But yeah, it's a great time over there in Collegiate Rocket League. Plenty of storylines, and there's always gonna be fun.
Right, dude. Okay, dude.
Bro, yeah, you and me are gonna have to watch that UNT LSU live.
I'm on the stream.
And just so we can
go to the stream. No, but for real, CRL is super fun. It's a super fun broadcast. All of us, I guess, talent, we really love doing it because we just get to be goofy. So if you ever want to see kind of that and just a more kind of fun overall side of Rocket League while also watching some pipe matches, it has a little bit of everything there. So definitely check out both of the broadcasts, the CCA broadcast and the Rocket League broadcast, because it's going to be fun.
And it's not Champ 3 gameplay. Just want to point that out. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Everyone talks trash about CRL, but it's not bad. It's really good, actually. Now looking at Sam's South America Regional 2, I believe happened.
True Neutral.
Yeah, it happened over the weekend, and yeah, like you said, True Neutral ended up taking the dub there. I feel like that's more along the standards, though. If
it's just standard. It's a
They've been
standard already.
they've been consistent with
They
it.
don't lose. They don't lose. I mean,
Yep.
they sometimes lose to Furia, but they beat Furia this time. Other than that, it's just those two teams. And coincidentally, I believe they both played in winners finals. So I kind of catch a little bit of it just to see. And True Neutral beat Furia.
I'm actually very, very interested too, because like we have like world spots, and I think the region that a lot of people don't sleep on, because I think people sleep on OCE. I definitely do think OCE is slept on, but I don't think that people sleep on South America. I think the SAM region is the one where a lot of people are like, okay, let's figure out how they're playing. Because when you get to that world stage, like obviously like it's a little bit different, but those guys are on another level on speed. They kind of go for everything. It's hit or miss. I'd say it's very hit or miss. Either they're on and you got to really worry about a team, or they're off and then it's just a dub. So
Right.
Yeah, South America is like a region with a bunch of question marks, especially since we see them playing on our region. So we see their top players always playing and they're just speedy. So we know that they're consistent, and that's with them having over 100 ping.
180
ping. Yeah, ping is a big difference in this game. So then every time we go, we're like, all right, we're about to go to LAN with this team. We're like, we're kind of hesitant because we're like, all right, they're at 0 ping now. So it's just
and they're confident. They're confident too. They have absolutely nothing to fear because they're just so used to being the fastest. So they just see Rolders on the other side. They're like, he's just not faster than me, even if that might not be true.
That's facts. That's facts. So keep an eye out on Sam as things start to come to a close. Now we're gonna shift over to OCE because OCE had their regional, and Renegades won with that's CJ's roster. CJ, Cammy, and Fever, who ended up taking that one. And yeah, that's like you said, it is interesting. They ended up they beat Cringe Society, and they beat Ground Zero Gaming. They swept Cringe Society, who's number 2, and then they beat Ground Zero Gaming 4-1, which actually is a very great win for them, because now they are about 120 or 119 points off of Cringe Society, who is sitting at second. And that could all change with a regional and a major performance here. So things kind of shaking up in Europe, or in OCE. I'm sorry.
And Mind Freak isn't that far behind either.
Yeah,
I think they're set at 2,600. So it's gonna be interesting. Cringe, Japan, them boys, they better watch out. Because CJ coming. And Lord, I know CJ would love to be back in that land stage.
Yes,
my goodness. Oh, that's content waiting to happen. That's waiting to happen. So everybody needs to make sure to tune in to the next OC regional win, which will probably be in like two or so weeks.
The next OCE regional is in 1 week and 5 days.
So yeah, it's I would say OC in Europe there's so much to play for. Nobody's catching Ground Zero, obviously, but when you got Cringe, Renegades, and Mind Freak like that close, all it takes is that one pop-up weekend and to avoid Ground Zero for the most part. And then you can really get your points. So yeah, it's gonna be real interesting for all them boys in OC. And I'm actually excited. I want to see how good OC is. Hopefully there's a line or something like that. I really want to see how good OC and Sam are nowadays.
Yeah, as do I. I think that it's definitely something that, we'll see when we get there. Obviously, it would have been nice to have like all those majors in the season, but with the world and how everything is, you got to do what you got to do. So hopefully we can see everybody kind of get together and see what these teams all look like together. But that's going to be it for the speed flip. And now we're going to shift our conversation to North America, because starting today is the NA grid. And this is gonna be interesting. I think a lot of people this is every grid too, obviously. Even in Europe or NA, this one is no region here is much different. Every grid broadcast always brings something different to the table, whether it's Liquid and Boyo say what, or whether it's Spaceman doing the Rogue HQ. That's funny. He has a soundboard and it's like saying like Trapaholics mixtapes on it. That's great. And then obviously it's the NRG grid boys taking the field today. So like Raul has his boys, I have my boys. But I do want to get you guys' thoughts, especially after the last regional. With some of the performances that we've seen. What's our expectations here for the grid?
It's oh.
I don't know. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, where's that question going? Are we doing like predictions, or you just want to do like
I mean, we could do preseason predictions if that's what you want.
Yeah, I like the preseason predictions.
Preseason predictions.
So,
are we going all the way? Are we going all the way down? Or
I mean, we got time. We can go from up. We can go from down all the way up. You want to go down all the way up?
Ooh, that's different.
All right.
Down all the way up. Alrighty. I think we can all agree that La Familia will finish last.
No, we cannot all agree with that.
No,
I do not believe La Familia will finish last.
Who's finishing last?
Let me look at this list. We got a couple boys that have been shaky. All right. We got a couple boys that have been shaky.
It don't matter. La Familia.
PK been shaky.
PK's better than La Familia.
Alpine been shaky.
Better than La Familia.
They might be better. But look at La Familia.
Did you see La Familia? They didn't even make the regional. They didn't even make the regional the next day.
They swept.
They lost
to
ranked 8 players the next day.
Okay. And that's them getting, they were on a high horse and then they got slapped. They got come right back down to reality, all right? And now, all right, La Familia, this is their chance to prove themselves. And I believe they'll take this chance. I mean, we all know what leaks do. We all know what iRicky do. All right?
We all don't know. They don't know who iRicky is.
Okay, yeah, we all don't know. But like, listen, I know what they do because I be playing with them in ranked every day. I don't know how high y'all are in the ranked ladders, all right? But I see these boys almost every day and they grinding. Okay, TBates, I know you way down there, all right? TBates, I don't need to hear nothing. Damar's still struggling to get SSL. I don't need to worry about none of y'all.
I am not way down there. No, you start doing that.
Oh, the pride is hurt now, huh?
I am not way down there. I play you all the time. Damar's way down there. That's the one who's all the way down there.
First of all, just because I'm down there in the rank don't mean I've been in them lobbies. I was in them lobbies last night. It was me, Alraz, and it was Fakey. Fakey's at 1500 right now. He's champ 3. It was me and him.
Wait, why you had to point him out, bro?
It don't matter. I'm setting the scene. Because guess what? What am I? I'm like 1680 right now, right? It did not matter. We was in the lobby with Leaks, Daniel, and Wallace. And tell me why we almost beat them. I got
almost.
It was about 1 goal because Fakey told him to. But that don't matter. All I'm saying is don't put no disrespect on my name, okay? Be like, I get the
bro, no, you're stepping way too far right now. You know, I'm not low at all. No, you're not. You're taking too many steps forward. Now I have to point you right there. You might be a little bit more rate higher than me, but it ain't that much. Don't mind much.
A little bit. I'm probably like 200 MMR
okay,
higher.
That's gotta be trolling though. No. When I try and rank down, I'm up there with you every single day of the week.
Where's my hat, bro? I need to put cap. He got a cap on. That's cap.
Time out. Go ahead, man.
We got to get back to the actual subject here. All right? I do not believe La Familia will finish last.
Who's finishing last then?
I truly don't.
Yeah,
Name me a team. Who's finishing last? You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
United.
Are you insane?
I'm not.
Wow, that is mind blowing.
I'm not.
That is mind blowing.
They better put you in because they need help. They need help, Chef. Hey, that team is in shambles, and that team's been in shambles, and it sucks. It's so sad to see. I love that org, but that team is in shambles. All right, they've been through multiple rosters.
We can do timeout right now. Timeout right now. If United's anywhere near the bottom, the chef will make sure they don't finish last. I got this. That's on facts. I got faith in the boys. First of all, because they are definitely not the worst team in here. I've been watching. They're pretty good now. I ain't gonna cap. So you better put some respect on them. You're gonna see this grid and this regional.
I better see. They better prove it.
Damar, you could agree that La Familia's finished last, right?
They better prove it because the last time I seen them play La Familia, they lost in a sweep. And the last time we all seen La Familia, they couldn't even make regional on day 2. Hey, history. Hey, a sweep is a sweep. All right, but
how about make a regional first? At least Atlanta Wave can make a regional and a grid. La Familia can't do both. Figure it out, La Familia. Damar, pick La Familia, man. It's so obvious.
When he said United.
Yeah, he hurt, bro. He's hurt.
I think it's kind of tough because the teams that come into mind for me are. I don't really see those two. For me, it's probably Alpine. or Charlotte. To be fair, I think like one of those two, if anything. Like they've
That
not
will
been
finish
looking
last.
good. Well,
we
I
need
mean,
the chat to decide this, man.
Okay, what do we decide? I'll let chat do La Familia versus E United if we can get it up. If we get La Familia versus E United,
Told you.
then
Told you, can we get that up?
Then I want to see if we can do that. But while we do that, I want to see like.
Should we get up on the top? We gotta go a little bit fast after this. We're all just kind of tilting me. I thought La Familia was just an easy 16, and they were always going on this tangent about how they are not, and I just a mind blown.
Did you watch them?
Every other
I
one
know
of
you
these
didn't
teams-
watch them.
No. Wait, did Alpine
Okay.
make regional?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they did through lowers. They did.
So yeah, so all these teams made regional. No, Oxygen didn't.
Oxygen did.
So it's La Familia and
yeah,
Oxygen. But Oxygen just made regionals. La Familia's never made a regional.
Oh,
This
people
is
can't vote. The chat's on emo only. That's so pain.
This is like
Emote
the first
only.
time.
Let
It's like the second
can
tourney
I
that
type
they
in chat?
played together.
me see if I can type in chat.
Who has control of the chat?
I don't know. Not me.
Yo, whoever's in control of the chat, we need help.
Exclamation point help. Oh well. Well, while we, I didn't even expect that. But
Maybe we'll do that later then.
yeah, we might have to do it a little bit later.
And once they fix it or something. All right, so we can just vote between EU9 and La Familia then, just to get this rolling, right?
Yeah. Okay, fine. I think just for
Oh gosh, she's gonna go content. Don't do it.
chill out.
Don't do it.
Chill out. Can I finish? Like, let me talk. Like, please. I think just for consistency.
Hold on. I just got outside sources that said La Familia lost, but they were not playing with their main roster in the regional. They had Tahaha in the starting lineup. TBates, you are wrong. E United will be last. La Familia will not finish last.
The more I'm letting you know right now, you put EU9 last, I will clip this and I will wait.
I hope you do clip it. Hey, you know what? It might be a win-win for me. All right, me roasting E United, I love that org and I want to see them succeed. So me putting a fire
Wait, my
under their
sources
bums.
just came in. Talk about my sources just came in and said La Familia did not play with the sub. That's cap.
What?
Who? Nah, see, one of them's cap. One of them's cap.
No way.
Expert played them and it was their full starting lineup.
When did Expert play them?
I don't know. My sources didn't get that far yet.
Hey, my sources, who is Tasek, said La Familia lost to us. They didn't have Iriki, they had Tahaha. I'm not capping.
Oh.
They lost winners. They lost winners to yeah, they played them in lowers. Tasek played them in lowers. So they might have still made it.
My source says Expert swept them in uppers,
In
round 2,
uppers.
day 2.
In uppers.
Yeah.
And they had to go to lowers, and they weren't playing with their full roster in
They
lowers.
had given up at that point. They realized they weren't gonna make it.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
All right, La Familia E United, man. We got 16 spots to fill.
Okay. I'll just say La Familia's last, just because it's a bubble team, and E United should not finish last.
That's right.
why.
'Cause they're not
Like I
going to.
said, it's a win-win for me. I want to see that team succeed, and maybe that put a fire under the bums, and they start working. They're like, I gotta prove all this wrong.
All right.
Hopefully.
All right, well, we got La Familia at 16.
All right.
Nice. That should have been easy.
United at 15.
All right.
I'm just mind blown. United at 15. Did
Hey,
exit?
that's
What happened to exit? What happened to Oxygen?
14, 13.
14, 13. Yo, teammate's pressed. He's pressed.
In what world is exit better than United?
It don't matter. They all gonna be eliminated. They're not making playoffs.
Oh, but record still matters though. Exit at 15.
It does matter.
Exit at 15.
You got X at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap the set.
What you think about that placement, Lamar?
Like, how bad do you have to be to like? What's the record for that? What is it,
Probably
three?
like 1 to 2 wins, maybe 3, maybe 3. The only teams I can see exit beating.
1 to 2 wins? You think
Yeah.
X is gonna? Nah, bro. I don't know, bro. I think
Who actually could it
Nah.
be?
Probably PK.
I could see him being PK. I could see him
Like
being
you can see him, but it's not like
Oxygen.
a real chance. A
you
realistic
know-
chance would be La Familia, 100%.
And
that's
I don't even think we should be doing these teams, bro. This is gonna take way too long.
No, it's not. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time.
We got 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes.
And we gonna make our way all the way through it.
You better stretch it out, bro.
I've started and I ain't gonna finish. I ain't gonna stop until it's done.
Oh gosh.
I got exit, personally speaking. What y'all got? Demar, you got XX too?
I could see Xset, to be honest. I could see
It's
Xset.
between Xset, E United, Oxygen, and Charlotte.
How bad does he think E United are? It's just mind blowing to me. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you just saying it because you on the teams. I respect what you got to do. You know, I respect
Even
that.
if I wasn't on a team, that'd still be the same thing.
United went 1-3 in groups last regional, and then lost first round to SSG playing with Sapphire, who also went 1-3 in groups. So,
What Xset did?
You don't got nothing to
what
say to
Xset
that.
do? Xset went 2-2 in groups. Then they beat PK and loses round 1, and then they lost to FaZe in the qualifying match. Yeah,
They lost to a top 5 team. What happened, T-Bates?
Oh yeah, that was the regional they swept Rogue. Ooh, that's not good for your argument.
What happened, T-Bates? Look at him,
What is this?
speechless, dumbfounded.
Yeah,
No clue what to say.
Yeah,
That big mouth is shut. Say something.
Man, just put E down at 15, man. I know you're watching.
Oh my god. Okay, we got EU at 15.
So, La Familia 16, E United 15. That's how we're going so far.
All right.
Alrighty, then after that, are you sure Oxygen made regional?
Oxygen,
No,
yeah.
they didn't. What?
Oh,
I
it's
don't
about
think-
the
No, they
regional
didn't.
too?
Yeah, I don't
regional
think they
two.
made
No, they
the
didn't.
regional
They,
too.
they had to play Alpine, I think. Is that right?
No. Yeah,
they're
Alpine
good.
are in. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm looking at close calls right now. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
believe they had to play Alpine.
Oxygen lost a Scuba squad, man.
What the-
E United can at least make the regional. Can we go back and move E United to 14 then and move Oxygen to 15?
Well, let me see. Well, no, because they kind of prime in grid, to be fair. Like Oxygen do.
But this is
well
a
in
league
grid.
play though.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like every match is gonna matter. Like every match, man. I think this is the best grid by far. Like the way it's gonna be done. 'Cause, like you could like people. You know how people make those excuses saying they're trolling and stuff in grid.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be trolling this time, you know.
Well, also to kind of back up T-Base's point, Oxygen finished 1-3 in their group, and then they got swept by Ghost first round. At least E United took a game off SSG with Sapphire. I don't know which one is worse. I feel like they're both kind of embarrassing, but I mean, we can make the argument. We can make the argument.
Oxygen?
Move Oxygen to 15, then put E United.
Only because they didn't qualify for the regional.
And they didn't. They lost a Scuba
So-
squad.
So it's hey, your Scuba Squad may be they may turn up. They may start priming. I don't know. I really don't know.
T-Bates just doubts the up and comers.
No, I don't. There's no up and comers. Scuba squad.
Look at him.
It's just not there. Not there. You have to
Okay.
prove me wrong.
So Oxygen 15, E United 14, 13.
Alpine? Charlotte?
Mm,
I think
Charlotte.
Alpine's better than Charlotte, but right now
Ooh.
Alpine is.
Does
struggling.
Charlotte even make
Actually?
regional too?
give me
I
a
don't think
second.
they did either.
I have this up twice. Charlotte.
Oh, or did they auto qualify?
I think they may have auto qualled.
I think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They
they
auto
auto
qualled.
qualified. Okay, that's what I thought. I was about to say.
Yeah, they had a good
I,
regional.
yeah, I was about to say. I don't even remember thinking about them.
Nah, they went 2-2 in groups. They ended up sweeping. They swept Pride Start. They beat SSG in 5 in groups, and then they beat 72 PC. They swept them, and then they lost to NRG.
Who's that? Charlotte?
Yeah, that was a series where I had that Garrett call where I was like, "Oh my god, he's the best," because he scored a double tap.
It's so sad. I really want to see Alpine perform. All three of those players they can play.
Yeah,
But I
Alpine.
just don't.
I think I got to slide Alpine in there just because they didn't even make it out of groups in regional one. I don't know.
Yeah.
You put Alpine at what is that 13?
I think that's the number 13.
All right, Alpine at 13. So it's La Familia 16, Oxygen 15, E United 14, Alpine 13. Oof.
I say Exit then Charlotte, or Charlotte then Exit. Maybe
I say
PK.
Charlotte
Actually,
then
PK.
PK? Actually?
PK.
PK's been dipping. PK has been dipping.
They're still better than.
Exit beat them in a head-to-head. It was 5 games, though.
I completely forgot about PK because I'm just like looking at.
PK
PK has been on the down run, haven't they?
They're declining, like hard. Yeah, and then they made that top 4, and they
Also,
like,
we gotta take into account G2 is playing with Drizz.
True.
that is true, but
G2 still should be better than all these teams.
I still expect them to be better.
They still should be better than all these teams though. And they might actually be really good with Drizz. We don't know.
Yeah, Dre's got a lot to prove, so he might be about it.
Might be hungry.
Yeah, he might be. That's actually.
You want to put PK here? PK exit.
I put PK then put Exit.
PK Exit Charlotte, or PK Charlotte Exit.
PK Charlotte Exit. Yeah.
You think exit's better than Charlotte?
Yeah.
No. PK exit Charlotte.
What?
PK exit Charlotte.
Why?
Charlotte's better than all of them, right?
I mean, Exit can beat Rogue, and Charlotte can get swept by NRG.
Rogue in groups. Like
Yeah,
you got like the
Rogue's good
groups
too.
matter, but Rogue still ended up higher than right, and then
Yeah, Rogue won the regional.
Yeah, and Rogue had like an off day, and then they just started popping off again. Like it was like they're just going through the motions. When you're a team that great, you're just going through the motions. So you end up okay, you beat us. Congratulations, you want a cookie for it? But like we're gonna go win it. You're gonna end up losing and lose around anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Like when you're that great, you're not really worried about losing exit. They come up, they got a chip on their shoulder, they ball out against you, they beat you. Congratulations, you can have your cookie. You beat us 3-0. I'm going to go win and you're going to go lose.
But my point is, Charlotte's not going to win that.
It's the same thing. They're like the same. It's the same thing. Okay, fine. We can make it away. Exit over Charlotte. We sign it. I mean, they all close.
Yeah.
They all close.
I mean, I might be wrong about that, to be honest. So what are we at now?
We're at La Familia 16, Oxygen 15, E United 14, 13 was
PK?
I gotta write this down. I gotta write this down.
I'm starting to write it down as you're speaking.
I gotta write this down.
E United, then it was what? Alpine?
13 was Alpine. Then we just did the three teams, right?
I think we put PK last out of the 3.
12 was PK. 11 Charlotte. 10 exit. Yeah. You write that down, Ro?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Woo. That's the loss. Alrighty. And now we get to the juicy part. And now we get to NA. This is real NA now.
Oh boy.
Boy. The real NA, I guess.
Oh. Again, so these next 3 are going to be teams that aren't qualifying but are close. Because what is it? Top 6? They go to playoffs? Yeah, top 6 go to playoffs. There's a playoffs lowers and there's a playoffs uppers. For 10, 9, 8, 7 are teams that were close.
So we're at 9.
9.
Yeah, we're at 9.
Alrighty. You guys could be really shocked with the team I say. G2 at 9.
Even G2 at
G2 at 9. Oh my gosh. Reed's gonna hate me, but I'm just not a believer.
G2 at 9? Damar?
It's
speechless. At 9?
This coming from like a really, really, really high profile G2 fan.
I know. That's why I'm like, you can't just say G2 at 9.
Okay. Maybe not G2 at 9. Okay, I obviously like, I don't know. Obviously, Chicago and JNaps are like top tier. Like I love them. They're like amazing. Arguably the two. You can make an argument they're the two best offensive players in the world, in the region, and then the world.
Actually,
But then like I just don't know how Drizz fits. I really don't know how Drizz fits because he does not play like Rizzo. He does not play like Rizzo. At least in ranked he doesn't. Unless like Chicago molding him. I can see Chicago molding him into a Rizzo type player. But even then, like Rizzo's game's all IQ and Drizz's game is not like IQ. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's what they want though. They shouldn't want a Rizzo. They shouldn't want Rizzo.
They just finished like 4th with the Rizzo.
Yeah, but that's with them having no expectations. It was the last run. They were just having fun. And that's something that they didn't have prior to that. They were taking it super serious and, maybe they were tilting off losing. Now it's Drizz, and Drizz has a lot to prove, which is a lot of pressure on him. It could be a lot of pressure on him.
He be cracking in my rank games, bro.
I know he's nice. He is nice.
No, I say he be cracking.
Oh, cracking. Like folding. Oh.
That's not good.
Oh. Oh no. Sheesh. You got G2 at 9th, bro.
That's I
don't know. Because like I said, if Drizz works out, you have literally, in my opinion, the best midfielder in the game, Chicago, when he has teammates around him that can perform like that. And JNaps, we all know JNaps is one of the best shooters of all time. So like you gotta give them both like that respect. And I would think if Drizz works out, they could easily finish top 3.
And so I think G2 needed was someone to fill in a spot where they would relieve pressure from JNaps and Chicago. I don't know if Drizz can do that. So,
but he air dribbles a lot though. So I mean, like he could just take it up into the sky and just like buy them time to grab boosts and stuff. Let me take my G2 out then. I'm moving up this is tad. I don't know. JNaps to Chicago are just too good, bro. They're just too good, bro.
Too good to have at 9th.
They're too good.
Well, I think I still like KCP there.
KCP at 9th.
KCP at 9th.
They just play 2nd. You don't think?
See, this is tough, bro.
I mean, personally, I feel like that was just a good.
You thought that was a wash? You don't think that's gonna happen again? Cause I mean, really and truly, that run really probably doesn't happen if Arsenal plays.
Yeah, they don't make it.
They don't make it. I don't think they beat SSG if Arsenal plays.
Oh. I think they won that, and then they had the Envy series, and then it was just momentum.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is tough. This is tough.
These 9 teams are tough.
That's why I say we're in the real NA now, baby. That's why NA deep. You know.
We gotta get moving though.
We gotta get moving. We gotta take all day.
Tell the facts. We gotta get
moving.
moving.
All right. I think it's between V1, G2 or Drizz, and KCP.
I agree. I don't care where y'all put them, but yes.
V1, KCP, G2 or Drizz. See, I think V1's on an up.
Yeah, same.
I think V1 is
I don't want to move anybody in that top 6 though.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could put Sonic. Sonic's also Roman got letting the Sonic slide by.
I mean, you could put me at 9th.
You could put Sonic, but I don't think Sonic's a 9th.
Nah, I feel like Sonic's a little bit more consistent with like how they've been playing.
I think we put V1
at 9th.
I don't know about that, bro. I'm about to. I'm gonna put KCP. I think KCP at 9th. Even though, like, I can't even trust that.
For me, KCP's actually like performed in regionals though. V1 never has.
Bro,
V1's best performance, they had 320 points in a major, bro.
All right, it's not a regional. That's what we have to think. Even though these games are important, it is not a regional.
Okay.
And there's gonna be a lot of games, right? So you're gonna get comfortable over time super quick.
Okay. With that being said, I put G2 at 9th. Mainly because, like you said, it's not a regional, and at this point, all they're gonna want to do is get reps with Drizz. They don't care if they win or lose; they just want to get reps. So I think that, with that being said, I put G2 at 9th.
I think they will lose a bunch of series to start, and then they'll ramp up. I do believe that. Yeah. I think G2 will look super shaky to start, and they'll start ramping up, and maybe that will place them super low. because depending on how many series they lose to start.
G2's the biggest what if for this whole entire thing, bro. They could easily finish first, or it might go bad for them. I don't know.
I mean, but putting them at like 9th through 7th is like saying you're in the middle. And think about it, 16 teams, you're in the middle. You know what I mean?
So we're going 9th?
That's so. It doesn't feel right to put anybody like really at 9th right now.
I really don't know.
No, we're gonna do a bundle here because we don't really know what's gonna happen. So we're gonna have a bundle of 7 through 9 here.
Yeah.
7 through 9. We don't know exactly where they're gonna finish. We just think they're all gonna finish 7 through 9. I like that. You like that? Y'all like that?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have KCP.
Okay.
We're gonna put G2 Drizz.
Okay.
And we're gonna put V1.
ACP, D2,
And at 7 and 9, we don't really know exactly. No, and any one of those teams could easily make this top 6. Just want to let everybody know, so we don't get no slack now. Any of them can make top 6. I'm the number one G2 fan. I gassed them more than anybody in the world.
See, I honestly right now, I would put KCP. I would replace FaZe with KCP. I would replace FaZe with KCP. KCP was, like, personally speaking, KCP was so much harder to play against than FaZe. And I know its playstyles clash and they're different, but I honestly would put KCP, especially after this second place regional. If they take this grid serious, then they can, I don't know. TBates, you might be looking like that, but sheesh. Hey, I'm just saying.
Let's just move on, man. He talked too much about KCP. I was about to take off the headset and walk up the set, man. No, man, just keep going. Just keep going. That is blasphemous. Wow.
Is that blasphemous?
Wow, that's crazy. Sonic's at 6. Put him at 6. Just put him at 6. Put him at 6.
You don't play.
I don't need to play. Put him
I
at
just
6.
played against them. Both of the teams in the regional.
Put him at 6. Put him at 6. Put him at 6 one more time. Sonic's at 6.
Like I said, I wasn't feeling KCP that last regional. So
KCP doesn't even do any of this if Arsenal plays. We all know that. Put him at 6. No, KCP's at 7 or 9. Sonic's at 6. Put Sonic's at 6 because we're always so scared of KCP. And their KCP might even finish 9. Put Sonic's at 6. Maybe we might even have Sonic too high. We might have Sonic too high. I'm just gonna say that right now. Put Sonic's at 6. Move on.
Let's
Tweaking, bro. Absolutely tweaking.
Okay, we at number 5.
Yeah, I won't get no insight on my roster, so you guys can put them wherever you want.
Yeah, we'll put
I'm not gonna talk about my roster no more.
Yeah,
you see what happens when I don't talk.
Oh,
I'm not gonna talk no more.
Oh gosh.
All right, number 5 here.
FaZe. It's FaZe, bro. If you're gonna put a roster, it's FaZe. It's FaZe. No question. It's just FaZe.
No question.
We're not moving FaZe up higher.
There is
No.
100% question here.
We're not moving FaZe up no more. No. Chill out. The FaZe is not better than Envy. They're not better than SSG. They're not better than Rogue, and they're not better than NRG. We are not putting FaZe in the top 4. All right, we're not doing it. Calm down. It's not happening. FaZe at 5. 4. Number 4. Who's 4? Come on.
You're just not gonna override that.
We're not doing
You're
it.
not gonna decide.
No, it's not. No.
I need a drink of water.
You're saying you had an argument against that?
Oh gosh.
You have an argument against NRG, Rogue, SSG, and Envy. You had an argument.
Lamar, tell me if SSG cannot finish 5th. The way they're looking. Tell me they can. Tell me they couldn't.
They played with Sathu, basically the whole region.
That don't matter about none of that. Even when they play with their actual team, could they not finish 5th? There's a chance they could finish 5th. I'm just saying this is a discussion. You over here close the door immediately. You open the door, close the door. We can put FaZe at 5, man. I'm just saying there's a discussion. DeMar, you with me right? No, right? There's a discussion. It could be talked about.
Yes, there's a discussion.
It might not go too far.
No.
It might not go too far, but you can open a door to it. Raul acted like the door was open. Dang, he closed it that fast. We can put FaZe at 5.
You closed the door on KCP. You closing the door on G2 and V1.
I didn't close the door on G2. I said G2 could finish 2nd.
V1 takes series against FaZe.
Well, I mean, they all take series. This top 9 and NA go crazy.
I mean, that is facts.
I believe the 9th team could finish 1st. It's just all like a preseason projection. All right, go ahead. 5 FaZe, man.
All right, 4 SSG. Yeah. I think we're all in agreement. If you want to replace SSG with FaZe, then they're hand in hand.
But that's SSG 4. SSG 4.
Right.
That's easy. That's easy. That's easy. Okay. Now we're getting to the good stuff.
All right. I'm gonna say it. All right.
Oh wait, time out. I just want a preference. This is preseason, just regular season rankings. This doesn't include like who's gonna win it.
Yeah,
Right.
this doesn't include who's
This
gonna.
doesn't include. This is
like,
preseason, regular season rankings for all those out there who might have been had that too confused. All right, go ahead, bro.
Never mind. Go ahead.
You about to
Who's
say
number
something,
3? Nah. I was gonna be off the wall. Number 3.
bro?
Who's number 3?
Rogue.
And number 2?
Envy.
I'm about to walk off, bro.
Boy, it's good, boys. Today.
Envy?
Hold
Envy.
on. Hold on.
Chef?
You know who I got. You know who I got.
It's Chef Envy.
Who for the winningness?
No, for number 2. Envy?
No, I was gonna put NRG 2 and NBA 1.
No, thank you.
Take off the hat, man. Take off the hat. You're biased.
No,
You're
no.
biased. NRG might have won the last grid, like the grid, whatever thing is winter grid, blah blah blah. This is a whole entire different format.
Almost the one before that too.
The machine
I think
comes
the
back into the
machine.
fold.
Man, first of all,
we have a
the-
different 3. We have a different 3 because I have Rogue at 1. So this man got Envy and you
Rogue's
got
attorney team.
NRG.
Rogue's attorney team, man. They go 2-2 in groups.
Attorney team.
They're attorney team. Now, yeah, they're like a regional team. They are not our.
Man,
They
you know
don't
what?
do
You
anything in the
almost made
grid.
me want to put Rogue lower in the list because
Facts.
I know they don't do nothing in the grid.
Facts. The only reason I got
Y'all
Rogue, the only
screaming.
reason I got Rogue at 3 is because they're performing in regionals. Other than that, I was really tempted to put them at 5.
Yeah.
Put them lower. Why would that be some bias just because they perform in a regional? If you're
Look,
saying they
matter
don't
of fact,
perform
I like that.
in
I
a
like how
grid.
you saying that. Rogue
Exactly.
at 5th. Rogue at 5th. That's for me.
Are you
Can
changing it,
Yeah,
DeMar?
I'm changing. Rogue at 5th.
Rogue at 5th for who?
I'm moving phase up.
No.
It's a regular season. It's regular season. I just was on here saying that Rogue literally in groups, bro. Bro, this isn't who's gonna win the grid, bro. It's regular season. Rogue's gonna take some day off.
Okay, for me, I put SSG higher. I saw SSG with them mainly because SSG is a grid team. Like they do well in grid. They make finals in grid like a lot. Like it used to be NRG, SSG, G2, Envy. Like it used to be those 4. Rogue have won a grid before, but it's like 1 out of like 5 weeks. Okay, like I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that phase.
I
Like
think we all wrong here.
yeah,
this is just scuff, bro. 1 through 9 is a toss up. Yeah, because y'all coming at it with different facts every time, bro. We go down the list. We getting higher and higher to the number 1 spot, and y'all just like it's a grid. We gotta think of the regular season. They gotta be consistent.
It's a regular season. It's like saying the Lakers ain't gonna finish first in the West in the regular season. If they don't end up being first, they don't mean they ain't the best team. That just means they took some days off. Sometimes LeBron might take some days off. Unlike this year where he decided to play every game, then he ended up getting hurt.
all I'm saying is NRG winning the whole thing, bro.
Okay, man, we get it. You get paid to say that. Congratulations.
Like,
I'll,
and they win, and they get paid when they win.
okay, good. Congratulations. You get paid too. Congrats. You want a cookie for that? Envy's gonna win it. So I just want to recap everything. We're gonna start from 16, go up, because we gotta move on. I think we all agree on that. We kind of took a while on this. That was unexpected. 16,
Yeah.
La Familia. 15 was Oxygen. 14 was E United. 13 was
Alpine,
Then 12 was PK.
PK,
11 was,
Charlotte.
and then 10 was XSET.
Yeah.
And then we grouped 7 through 9. 7 through 9, we don't know. This top 9 is weird. We grouped 7 through 9. We put G2,
KCP won.
KCP V1 in that 7 to 9 range. At 6, we all agreed on Sonics. Just a flat 6 Sonics. 5th, we're at a divide, but I moved Rogue down. I think DeMar, did you move Rogue down?
Yeah.
All right, so Rogue's at 5. We override Raul. This is preseason. 4, I have SSG Raul as SSG. Oh, no. 4, I'm putting phase. Phase 4. 3 SSG. 2 NRG, I think. And then 1 Envy. That's preseason rankings. We're great. Man. And that's preseason rankings. We're gonna have to make a graphic or something sometime down the line so we can compare it as the grid goes along.
I don't even want to be associated with this list, bro.
All right. Well, you're
this is
saying
y'all
We
too.
gotta, we
This is
gotta
y'all
make some.
too.
We gotta make some individual lists. Like, at this
This
point,
is
we need to make individual lists. Okay.
All right, whatever. That's that. It is. We have Envy. So top 5 real fast: Envy, NRG, SSG, FaZe, Rogue for like the regular
like
season
SSG.
grid. Regular season. Not
All
who's
right.
gonna finish.
So those are our grid predictions. This is about as a toss up as it is. So if you want to roast us on Twitter, you at least use the hashtag first touch. That's all I'm saying. But otherwise, like I wouldn't expect to get much of a response on that one. That being said, we're gonna move on to one of the last topics, the last topic of the day, which is the North American Regional 2. So as you guys know, it's not this weekend. It is happening next weekend. So this one is we're just gonna touch on it a little bit and get some predictions, and then obviously when we get more information on brackets fill out, then we can actually, maybe dissect groups a little bit more and kind of get a little path going to them. But the teams that we know have qualified for Regional 2, I don't know why I'm doing this with my glasses on. So the teams that ended up qualifying through the closed quals is SUP, Mild Money Stokely, 72 PC, Jacob, Seabass Spider, E United, Ajax Tristan Dapper, Nefarious, J Wiz, Adam Buddy, Alpine, Percy Magic, Bear Jordan. Oh wait, I think they qualified with Creams. Actually, I remember that.
I think Jordan played. No, Jordan played.
Oh, Jordan played. Okay. PK, Rodoko, ZPS Sosa, Scuba Squad, Angel Shea, and Oath, and then Stromboli, Alras, Shadow, and Kinsey. Those are the teams that have qual. Groups are not made yet. That will be to be determined after everything pulls in. But and then the ones with the spring ranking: NRG, MV FaZe, G2, KCP, Sonics, V1, Rogue, Charlotte, Ghost, and Exit. Oh, and SSG. So coming into this, is there any team that kind of like highlights for you all as to like the ones that you're going to be looking at to have a solid performance
from the closed qual teams or for any team?
Any team right now, any team.
A solid performance. Rogue. No, the defending champs. I expect. TBates can roll his eyes as many times as he wants. But what did I say right before First Killer started winning everything?
He just has an obsession with them.
What did I say though? It's not having an obsession. It's knowing the facts. And what did I say, TBates? Remind me. I said, actually, I'll remind myself. All right. And I'll remind the audience. And I'll remind you, since you seem to forgot. I said First Killer wins once. Guess what? He ain't gonna stop. And guess what? He isn't stopping. All right. I got Rogue, Rogue. I think they're just gonna have a tremendous performance again and again and again.
Okay. Well, shocker, guys. Roll Dizz went with Rogue again. So none of us are surprised. All right,
as you shouldn't be.
Okay, good. You're becoming a rogue in like all the EU dudes would be at BDS.
And
all right,
just like
personally speaking, G2's still playing Rizzo, right? For the regionals. Already playing with Dizz the whole entire thing.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna pick G2. I'm just saying, I just want to know. I just wanted a clarification.
Does
anybody know what's happened with G2?
I think they're gonna be playing with Drizz. Rizzo seems like he's like. It seemed like after that regional, he was like done. Everybody,
done,
you know what I'm saying? They were celebrating and all that stuff.
Okay. I don't know. I would love to see how. I would love to see if Sup can really make some noise. I'm really big on Stokely and Mal, and then Money's pretty solid. And Mal's got a lot of potential. I like a lot of potential. Stokely's been in the bubble scene for a long time, so I want to see if they can really like push some teams to the limit and really make a name for themselves potentially, and even like further their careers. That'd be amazing to see. I want to see PK perform better. They've been a little iffy. They've been like on the downside, and you want to see them at least be consistent or something. They look good for all winter regional, and then all of a sudden they're just not good, or not like they're good, but they're not like at the top, like at the top 10-ish level no more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, for me, first team FaZe. Obviously they had the announcement, but still, it's just too much of a shakiness for me for that roster. I think I want to see them actually, cool. You got the hype, you have the org and everything, but we need to see the performance, and that's something that's like definitely something I want to keep in mind, especially when we move into like these other conversations talking about top 6 and world's implications. I want to see more from FaZe. Second team, Sonics. Like it was a good regional, but the loss to KCP in semifinals, especially after taking a win against NRG, was kind of
it wasn't just a loss.
Yeah. And for me, I don't know, like you beat NRG, you should be KCP. So but that being said, like KCP had I can't even say they had like a good run because for me it was just so
the
weird.
Asterisks with no Arsenal.
Right. And then on the top of that, they go to grand finals, they get 4-1 by Rogue. So for me, it was just like, okay, yeah, you know, they oddly went against Sonics who beat NRG, and then next thing you know, the consistency finally, like the world heals itself, corrects itself with Rogue taking the win there. So I want to see more from Sonics, especially because like I don't want to think that was just one regional. So I think that's kind of where I sit with that. And then if I could pick a third team, I want to stay within the top 6. I was gonna say V1. I really like where V1's going. I want to see them actually like continue to do well, but they're not top 6. I don't even really think they even have a chance to get top 6. So I'd probably say SSG, just because, you know, it's been a while. Obviously, you know, they had the sub in for the last regional, but this team has kind of been
declining
down. Yeah, they've been declining. So I need to see more of that. I already expect NRG to just continue doing what they're doing. Although I ran into Justin in rank last night, and then I tuned in on the stream, and he was having emo vibes. So I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe he primes. Justin's always a weird character when it comes to stuff like that. I'll be honest. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
I like the space station. You want to see space station really get up there, but above all, for me, I want to see Envy win. Guys, I labeled him the machine, and I want to see him beat a machine, and I just want the machine to beat Rogue, so I can just come on the first touch the next day. Maybe even have like an interview with Mist or something on here, and we could just get on roll this for hyping up First Killer that much. Or it could go other way. Rogue could win again, and then First Killer could be on the show and be like, "Oh gosh, not gonna listen to Roll and Jason talk to me." But hey, if that happens, I'm a man, and I'll take it. I'll take all the here. I'll just listen to it all from this year. But yeah, I want to see the Envy win it. But that doesn't mean I'm picking Envy because it doesn't happen for a week in like 4 days. So I'll pick next week.
Yep. I think we'll dive more deep into it next week, but and then who knows? We'll probably have the groups filled out too, which would be cool because we haven't usually before we were on this channel we would be able to dissect the brackets and groups and kind of go through them all. But now it seems like we'll be able to finally do that again here for you guys. So that'll be it'll be a whole cool conversation on that and everything else. And then who knows? We may even have a special guest. So we'll see what happens with that. But that being said, that is all our topics we have for today. It's been a crazy day, a crazy morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, depends on where you are. We talked about a lot today. We definitely dug a little bit deep into NA, into BDS, and I do want to take even more time to do that a little bit more next week. So really like get to the details that surround all these good teams. But it was a ton of fun on the show. Guys, how do you guys feel? What are your final thoughts before we get ready to close out?
I feel like we're all hurt right now or something. Look at him.
I need to use a bathroom.
He just sitting there.
Like that coffee ran through me, bro. Oh
my god! And coffee started kicking in too, especially when we started talking about the grid. The coffee kicked in. All right, my goodness.
Hey, I had to catch up. You know, I got the liquid dopamine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh.
I'm good. I'm good. Today was really fun. I'm just happy my camera was on the whole entire time. So everybody could really see us really engaged for the first time without any issues. I don't know. When I'm personally, I want to pat myself on the back for that BDS segment. I think I did pretty well.
Okay, you know, usually I would like roast you here, but it actually was well done. I'll give you credit for that. It was well done. That's what I'm saying. We got to do a little bit more of that. We need more clips. Got to dissect it a little bit more. So yeah, we know something we're gonna hit on for next week. But yeah, Tyler, I like that. I got to go back and actually look at that too. But how about besides having to go to the bathroom, Roll? How were you feeling?
You know, other than that list I don't want to be associated with, it was a pretty good show, you know. NA, I think, is when we all start to get, you know, a little bit riled up and a little bit more controversy than EU, because we just kind of looking over there in the distance and hoping that somebody's beating BDS consistently, which right now they are, you know. But
Howard, 100% win rate.
Howard.
And now top
Howard.
blokes, you know, got a little lucky, what T-Bates calls a little fortunate series against them. But NA is always, you know, a great time to talk about because we're just screaming at each other the whole time. So it's a fun show, always.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was fun for me as well. We had I enjoyed a lot of this. I feel like, you know, a lot of people kind of like are like, oh, they're NA guys talking about EU, but like I said, like we know our stuff when it comes to the game, and we keep an eye on the region, even down to as much detail as I do with North America. Although, you know, it's much easier to do things with North America sometimes just due to time zone and things like that. But I'm still glad we were able to give that a spotlight, and I think that we're gonna have, you know, although it's kind of an off weekend, we're still gonna have some stuff to talk about next week. So that being said, we want you guys to tune in next week. We didn't do a cook zone today, and I wanted to do one, which means I need more tweets from you guys. Use the hashtag First Touch on Twitter. Let me know some of your takes. We might be able to get you back into the hot seat with the chef. But until then, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been First Touch on behalf of TBates and Dizz and myself. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. Take care.